Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. expanded his civil rights campaign to include calls for economic justice. He called for an economic revolution that included protection and services for the poorest Americans. He would call it the Poor People's Campaign.
We're coming to get our check.
The campaign would bring together poor people from across the country and from across racial, ethnic, and geographic lines, including poor whites, for a march on Washington.
When you thought, say, of a thing like apartheid, and you saw so many who seemed to be supporting the racist policies of the former government in South Africa, and you say, how are we going to change? Well, I always say to people, remember, the sea is actually made up of drops of water. That what you do where you are is of significance.
Racial segregation head on in this country 40 years ago. Rosa Parks, who in refusing to give up her seat on a city bus to a white man became the Mother Superior of the Civil Rights Movement. This week, at the age of 82, she's traveling this country with a group of students, her story and what she is telling them in her own words tonight.
I remember well these struggles that we went through during my childhood when the Ku Klux Klan was very active. It just made us stronger to continue the struggle for freedom.
Harriet Tubman was a very spiritual, very religious person and carried this hymnal with her on her trips to bring people out of the Eastern Shore in Maryland. She would often sing with them and pray with them. And
is this your favorite song?
Many of the pages have little X's that designate those hymns as her favorites.
We read one day, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But if a man doesn't have a job or an income, he has neither life nor liberty and the possibility for the pursuit of happiness. He merely exists.
Dr. King was right. Racism, poverty, and militarism were interconnected. The connection today is we did a study, we commissioned a study with the Institute for Policy Studies and also had some help with Urban Institute, anecdotal and empirical data. And we did something called the Souls of Poor Folk, auditing America 50 years after the Poor People's Campaign. What did we find? Today, there are 140 million poor and low wealth people. Today, there are 250,000 people that die every year from low wealth. We have less voting rights today because of the gutting of the Voting Rights Act than we had in 1965. And we have 62 million people who are working poor, who work for less than a living wage, and 14 million children who are in poverty.
We have extraordinary rates of unemployment. Our young people are unable to find work or stable housing. Hundreds of people are camping in tents on riverbanks or in the woods or under bridges. Hundreds of our children are couch surfing or living in cars or basements. Like countless other small towns and suburbs around the country and around this diocese, people are experiencing higher and higher rates of poverty. Chaplains on the Harbor was founded in response to this crisis. For the past year, we have worked in Aberdeen, Washington, with the support of St. Andrew's Episcopal Church.
Thompson sat down with the director of a local nonprofit in South Asheville who is working to make an impact.
Jewish Family Services of Western North Carolina.
We have people of all faiths, and we're here to help. So if you find yourself in a difficult situation, call us.
Michael Barnett says JFS started back in 1999. They provide clinical and social support to anyone in need, especially the senior community.
What I'm saying is this. I would like for all of us to believe in nonviolence, but I'm here to say tonight that if every Negro in the United States turns against nonviolence, I'm going to stand up as a lone voice and say this is the wrong way.
We had 26 presidential debates in the last presidential election on the Democrat and Republican side. Not 1 hour was spent on poverty. Not 1 hour was spent on voter suppression and restoring the Voting Rights Act. Not 1 hour on the war economy and militarism. So if we're not even having the conversation, the first thing we have to change is the attention violence. We have an attention violence when it comes to poverty and the poor, and we must change that before you can change the agenda. And it must be a movement of the people from the bottom up. That when you look at our deepest moral framework of the Constitution and our deepest moral values of our religious tradition, we too often have a political conversation that talks about left versus right, military or middle class. That's too puny. It's too narrow. 43.5% of this country is poor and low wealth. People are dying. Even Joseph Stiglitz, the economist, says that America has to face the cost of inequality.
Despite all appearances to the contrary, it is a moral universe that in the end, good prevails.